Today I want to share 4 of the most common questions that I hear from writers who are considering investing in coaching. They want to know, will coaching work for me? Am I at the right stage to invest in coaching? Can I really justify the investment of time and money? And finally, this is a question that I think is resonating with a lot of creatives these days. How can I even think about prioritizing my creative work at a time like this in the world? Okay, so let's get into it. A coaching program like the Writer's Transformation Project is an intensive investment of time and energy, so it will not be for every writer. But it might be for you if one or more of these things are true. One is that writing has been a lifelong dream for you. If you get to the end of your life and you have not done the thing that you wanted to do as a writer, you will be very disappointed. Number 2 is you've tried making changes in your writing life before, but so far they haven't gotten you as far as you want to go, and you find that you keep hitting the same walls over and over again. 3 is you've connected with a coach who understands the issues you're facing and who you trust can show you the way forward in a new way you haven't encountered before. If these things are true for you, then I have a strong sense that my coaching program will be an incredible support for you. And I want to show you this graphic to illustrate why. Here, I've broken down the different forms of writing support that are available for writers, how much they cost, the time commitments that they require, and the services they provide. I'll also link to this below the video if you want to take a closer look afterwards. If you look at these columns, you can see that the Writer's Transformation Project is the only option here that provides all of these forms of writing support: craft education, feedback, accountability and motivation, community, guidance around process, mindset strategies, and all of this is tailored to meet your unique learning needs. I've been running this program for 3 years now, and I have seen it be transformative for writers at a variety of levels, whether they're coming in with just the faintest idea for a novel, or they have a full manuscript that they're ready to revise and think about submitting to agents. The second question is, am I ready for a program like this? This is something I often hear from writers who feel like, well, I don't yet have a full manuscript, or I don't yet have a regular writing routine, or I haven't figured out exactly what my novel's about. So is this really the right time to invest in coaching? And the metaphor that I like to use here is one of hiring a personal trainer to get fit. You might think, oh, I don't want to do that yet because I'm just so out of shape. I really want to do some exercise on my own, or maybe address my diet on my own before I hire a personal trainer. But in this circumstance, you might be able to see the flaw in the thinking, in that the way to get to the right level of fitness is probably through working with a personal trainer, both by getting insight on what you should be doing, or maybe shifting things you're doing already that might not be serving you. So if you don't yet have a regular writing routine, or a full manuscript, or a fully formed idea for a novel, that doesn't mean that writing coaching is not the right choice for you. It probably means that writing coaching is going to have a significant impact in helping you overcome those first initial challenges and make huge strides in getting to your overall writing goals. The next question is, can I really justify the investment of time and money? And if we look back at that chart I made, you'll see that the Writer's Transformation Project is one of the larger investments that you can make in writing support. So the first thing I want to say is that if this just does not work for your budget, then this is not the right option for you. However, if it is a possibility for you, but you're still feeling some form of hesitation, I want to share my own experience when I myself was making a decision to invest in coaching. I'm a writer. Money is usually a significant issue for me, so I'm very cautious about it. I really struggled with the idea that I might need to invest in one-on-one help to get where I wanted to go. I thought, oh my gosh, I have the education, surely I have the willpower, and I can do this thing on my own. So even though there was a writing coach that had been recommended to me who seemed incredible, I held back, and I think it's because I felt like investing in writing coaching was a kind of a self-indulgent thing to do. I initially balked at making the commitment to coaching, but several months later, I had to face facts. I had hit a wall with my goals. I had a completed novel manuscript that I was too scared to send out to agents because I'd had such a terrible experience with rejection in my previous attempt at getting published. So I decided to book a call with this coach. In our initial consultation, I quickly realized that she seemed like she really knew what she was talking about. and I felt she could teach me the tools and strategies I needed to get over my mental blocks. So I made a big leap of faith, and I committed to a 6-month program with her. That was something that was really difficult for me to do. But I want to tell you that 3 years later, I am still reaping the rewards of that work with her. Not only did I end up being able to submit to agents, but I ended up getting a book contract. I ended up getting a 2-book deal. That only could have happened for me because I had worked through my underlying psychological blocks around submission and had that kind of tailored one-on-one support. So the only regret I have after putting in that kind of investment is that I didn't make it earlier. That experience made me a big believer in coaching and actually influenced me creating this coaching program for other writers. I really believe that if you have a dream, something that's so close to your heart that you really want to make a reality, there is no more worthwhile investment that you can make than in paying for one-on-one support to help you get there. Finally, I want to talk about a question that is on many writers' minds these days, which is, how can I prioritize my writing when the world feels like it's falling apart? This is a big question. I feel the weight of it in my own body. But I want to tell you, here are the reasons why I have continued to prioritize writing, even in this time of upheaval and uncertainty. I do feel that writing is very important, not just in spite of what's going on in the world, but because of what's going on in the world. I think what's happening to us as we take in all of these news stories and all of these conflicts and changes is that we're becoming very disconnected from ourselves. We're becoming panicked, depressed, and eventually we end up in a state of freeze where we really can't do anything or see a way to take action and find our way out of this mess. I do believe that being in a state of freeze makes you useless for everything, not just for political action, but it makes you not show up for your community or for yourself. For me, my entire life, my antidote to this feeling of disconnection from myself has been writing. Each day when I get up to write, I light a candle, I sit quietly in front of my computer, and it's not just about getting words on the page or creating a story. It's about connecting with myself in kind of a sacred way. When I do that work in the morning, I feel more grounded, more stable, more connected for the whole rest of the day. I think this is a kind of superpower that we need to be developing in ourselves. We need to be spending time each day getting grounded, practicing using our voices, expressing our emotions. This is worthwhile, I believe, no matter what is happening out there in the world. Writing is our antidote to despair. Writing is a way to stay connected to ourselves, to joy. Writing is a way to connect to our community and make others like us feel seen and heard. Writing is about connecting with others who are different from us and helping them feel empathy and understanding. I believe that writing work is important, even if you don't feel that your work is overtly political or makes much of a difference in the world at all. I believe that your work matters and it's important to keep creating it. And I hope you can carry that feeling with you even when things get really dark and you start to doubt it. So that's what I have to say about the 4 most common questions that I hear from writers. In the comments below, please let me know your thoughts. Other questions about coaching that are coming up for you, or questions that were raised while you were watching this video. In just a few days' time, I'm going to open up enrollment for the spring session of the Writer's Transformation Project. I have a very limited number of spots available for writers who want to work in that session, and I'm going to have a special discount that's available for March enrollment week only, so please keep an eye out for that. One of the reasons I'm so passionate about this program is because I've seen with my own eyes the impact that it has on my clients. My clients have found themselves able to complete their manuscripts, to submit to literary magazines, to get published for the first time, and to query agents. But most important of all, and I think the most long-lasting change that I've seen in my clients, is their ability to develop the kind of relationship with their own writing that is joyful, trusting, sustainable, and empowered.